MILF signs peace pact with Philippine government. The Philippine government and the Moro Islamic Liberation Front, or the MILF, this week signed a historic peace agreement that would end the decade-long conflict in Mindanao. Chief negotiators Dean Marvic Leonan of the Philippine government and Mohaghir Iqbal of the MILF signed the 2012 Framework Agreement on the Bangsamoro in the presence of President Benigno Aquino, MILF Chair Al-Haq Murad, and Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Tun Razak in Malacanang last Monday, October 15. The historic signing this week of the Framework Agreement on the Bangsamoro between the Philippine government and the Moro Islamic Liberation Front met with near universal acclaim. As the historic pact was signed, rallies held vigil outside Malacanang, while the peace deal by itself will not automatically and fully end the Moro problem. It is already considered a momentous step forward in achieving a lasting peace and justice in Maguindanao. Nearly after 16 years of arduous and protracted negotiations, the Philippine government and the Moro Liberation Front pact promises a much brighter hope to end the relentless armed conflict in southern Philippines that has killed over 120,000 people since the 1970s and has further pushed that region into a quagmire of injustice, poverty, and underdevelopment. Vote for Democrats, Clinton tells University of California Davis students. On October 9th, the University of California Davis was able to receive the opportunity of having a VIP when it was visited by William Jefferson Clinton, the 42nd President of the United States of America. Clinton's main objective when he came to speak to the thousands of students in attendance was to get them registered and vote for the right choice, incumbent President Barack Obama. He also came to speak about the importance of education as well as the new proposed legislation that would cater to students who are currently enrolled in universities and will allow them to finish their educational pursuit without any fear of paying debts and reducing the dropout rates of college students across America. While the University of California Davis was just one of the many stops on the presidential campaign trail, it was definitely an important stop by showing support for the congressmen running for Congress. It would be one step closer for the Democratic Party to regain control of the House of Representatives. Furthermore, by making a stop at the University of California Davis, it would allow students to see the importance of voting and that they do have a voice and that the only way it could be heard would be to vote on November 6th. We have new drugs tied to meningitis outbreak that have been discovered. Health officials identified 2 new drugs which may have infected patients with meningitis as they investigate a widening outbreak tied to a tainted product from a Massachusetts pharmacy. The Food and Drug Administration urged doctors to contact patients who receive those and other drugs produced by a firm to warn that they are at risk of developing the slow-moving but potentially deadly infection. At this point in time, the Food and Drug Administration investigation the sterility of any injectable drug in cardioplegic solution produced by the New England Compound Center, or the NECC, are of significant concerns. Cardioplegia is a deliberate stopping of the heart so as to allow complex heart surgery to be carried out. The New England Compound Center recalled all of its product on October 6 after dozens of people were infected with meningitis following treatment with its steroids injections. Health officials in 23 states sought out nearly 14,000 people who received the potentially tainted steroids in recent months to warn them of the danger. Officials have identified 214 cases and 15 deaths so far. The number have been rising daily. The Filipino Flash, Donaire, eager to fight again. Nonito the Filipino Flash, Donaire, drops the WBC Diamond Champion Toshika Nikosha of Japan in the 6th round before referee Raul Kai stopped the fight in the 9th round to retain Donaire's WBO Junior Featherweight Championship last Saturday at the Home Depot Center in Carson, California. After winning the Ring Magazine Championship belt and the WBC Diamond belt with a dominant technical knockout victory over Japanese champion Toshika Nikosha last Saturday, Super Bantamweight World Champion Nonito, the Filipino Flash Donaire, says he is willing to take on any fighter in his weight division. Despite having such high praises for the 36-year-old Japanese pugilist, Donaire dominated the Nishioka throughout the fight. The crafty Donaire was able to put on a wide and varied display of punches, which constantly kept the defensive-minded Nishioka on his toes. The possible future opponents for Donaire, who is now ranked as the best super bantamweight champion in the world by Ring Magazine, will include world champion Guillermo Rigondeaux, boxing veteran George Arce, or the winning of the Abner Maris Anselmo Moreno fight, which occurs on November 11 at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. And this has been your weekly news in review. This news has been brought to you by the premier Filipino-American newspaper here in the United States, the Philippine News. On behalf of the management and staff of the Philippine News, this is David Rodriguez signing off and thanking everyone for listening. Maraming salamat po. Have a wonderful week and mabuhay po sa inyong lahat.